but I'll be telling you exactly why that is. But do get ready for the Afro Explosion. 3FM Afro Connect 2024 is coming. Experience the dynamic cultures of Africa, vibrant rhythms, electrifying performances, and infectious energy of Africa's great people. Don't miss out on the ultimate celebration of African culture, music, and connection. Also featured in this celebration is the ultimate Jollof Wars. Which African country wins the culinary supremacy this year? Last year it was Sierra Leone. Ghana, do we have what it takes to clinch the title? Come and feel the pulse and the vibe. 3FM Afro Connect 2024 is here. Interested vendors and exhibitors should contact 053 2200 927 for more enquiries and participation. And on that note, we dive straight into it. I have an absolute baddie sat in the studio. It's the one, the only Efia Odo. What it do? What it do? Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're so gorgeous.
Oh, as are you.
Thank you. Your skin is really beautiful.
Thank you. I've been working on it. I've been drinking my water.
As you should.
And I've been minding my business.
Period.
It's the only way.
It's the only way to get clear skin.
Honestly, because the stress makes you break out.
Yeah.
Honestly, stress is killing
stress is a killer.
A lot of people.
Stress is a killer. It's like number one killers in this world. It's the stress. So
I'm sure you know some young people, early 30s, mid 30s, maybe even in their 20s, who have the kinds of illnesses that we used to reserve for the older
people, right?
Stroke, heart attack,
diabetes,
hypertension, diabetes. It's one that worries me a lot.
Yeah.
I'm always encouraging my friends, especially the men in their mid-30s who are carrying the world on their shoulders. And listen, even us the women, to kind of slow down. We have so many responsibilities.
Yes.
And we're all just, going about our day. We make us a packaging, but we're trying to survive.
We're just trying to survive. Exactly. We're just trying to survive one day at a time, whether it's packaging or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do you stay stress-free these days?
For me, I don't really allow anything to really stress me. Like I don't get angry. I don't get sad, and even if I do, it's quick. It's momentarily, because life is too short. As much as we think that life is very short, we're already in August.
That's
a
true.
year is about to be gone. So I don't allow anything to make me stress. The only thing that are stresses in my life are maybe my little sisters, my mom, because those are the people that are really important to me in my life. But even with that, I don't allow anything to stress me. And even if I do, people might not believe this, but I'm really huge on worshiping and God and having Jesus in my life at the center of my life and everything. So yeah, if anything happens to me, I'm going straight to Jesus.
I love that. What about exercising? Is that something that you do to stay stress-free?
Honestly,
or is this a product of genetics?
This is a product of genetics. And also, I have a...
Guys, I was going to ask for the regimen and the routine and the what I eat in a day, but...
So the thing is, if I allow genetics to take place, I will be way thicker than this.
Okay.
But I'm very strict. I eat between 12 and 6. I don't eat before 12, and I don't eat after 6.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting, yes. That's what I've been doing all of my life, all of my adult life, I've just been doing that, knowingly and unknowingly. So if I do eat after 6, I'll probably have fruits.
Okay.
But I'm careful with the fruits. I don't eat bananas. I might just eat pawpaw.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm very, very disciplined when it comes to that.
Yeah, and that is key. Honestly, some people spend all their time in the gym. They drive they'll jog to the kebab spots and some of the big men or the mutual spots in the morning.
Right.
Finish
after.
eating, then the driver will pick them up. And then when you exercise,
it makes no sense.
It's not going to give you that Efia Odo waist.
Period.
You can't jog to the mutual spots, eat, and then when you finish, your driver will pick you up and then they're trekking.
No, you just wasted your time and wasted your energy. I think 70 to 80% of losing weight is not just about going. It's honestly about your diet.
It's
what you
food.
eat.
It's really,
what you
really
eat.
the food.
You can't be waking up now with I'll
lose followers. Please.
You will lose them.
I'll lose listeners.
You will lose them because it's wrong. Open slim ways now. The TZ.
I don't endorse this message. But that's what you said. That's why I like what you said. Intermittent fasting is key. People don't know this. And for me, when I started doing it, it was really for what they call cell rejuvenation. And they say that a lot of energy your body uses for digestion, if you kind of stay away from the food for long periods, it allows the body to actually heal different parts.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, because
they even say
takes a lot.
They say you should even fast at least once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
100%.
once a week it helps with, the healing of the body, exactly.
It really does. It really does. Well, not too much exercise on this side, but Efia Odo says she keeps her diet nice and precise. The Olympics just ended. Sadly, Ghana didn't get any gold, but Botswana got, I think, a gold in their 200 meter run. Lesito, somebody like that. I butchered the name, but forgive me. And the president actually gave them a holiday in lieu of that particular win. I thought that was awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
They managed to fill their 30,000 stadium to welcome him back home. I thought that was great. I wish we could replicate that here in Ghana. Take our sports, really, really seriously. Have you ever been involved in any kind of sports?
Me? No. Only thing I was going to say something else.
Running your mouth, Kakra. That's it.
That's a sport, girl. You know how tiring that gets?
All right, well, let's get into it. I know you guys don't want Efia Odo here just to talk about intermittent fasting and the Olympics and sports. But what's really good, I mean, you've been quite busy in the last few weeks. Every couple of months, you find a reason, to be trending.
It's not me.
It's who?
It's not me.
It's like you can't sneeze without it making headlines.
I think over the time, it's gotten better. Like before, I used to really always be like
always in the trends.
And I think before I didn't really understand the media so well. Now I've understood that whatever I put out is what they're gonna take and make it a trend. So now I'm kind of like I'm controlling the narrative a bit. I have more power in what I want to be said about me. I have more control in what I want to be said about me. But I am in shadow, honestly.
Oh no! From what you've just said, it sounds like there's tactics at play. Because
nowadays,
if you give us a 1 inch, we're going to take 9. So
and then you see, and that's why nowadays I even try to not even. If you notice, I've really been focusing on my restaurant. Like I've been posting most of the time about Eats Avenue, posting my restaurant and whatnot. Maybe once in the blue, something might pop up. Somebody might rub me the wrong way, or
you might start a podcast and free your mind, Kakra. And then the next thing you know, it's
things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So even the podcasting, we just started filming like what I think a month ago. The idea came about a few months ago. Glitch Africa came to me and the other girls, and they brought this idea, and I was like, hey, this is something that I've always wanted to do. I've spoken about it with my friends in New York, but we never really did it. So when they came with the idea, I was excited. I was ready, but I didn't know it was gonna be like this. So the podcasting is spiritual. You go and then things just start coming out of your mouth.
You feel like you're not going to say too much, and before you know it,
you've said a whole bunch.
Well, kudos to you and the other ladies. It means you've created a space that's comfortable enough for you guys to actually share, which is something that I think as a people we don't do too much of. We don't talk.
Yeah.
We bottle up what we're feeling.
Yeah.
We say we're conservative, but we have so many opinions especially when we're not face to face with the person. So sometimes I'm like, are we conservative or are we cosplaying that, conservative nature? Because you deal with that on social media a lot. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. If it's, advocacy, people have things to say about it. If you are, fighting for the youth of the country, people have, if you decide to wear whatever it is that you want to wear.
And even when you don't say anything, people have something to say about it. If you don't want to speak about this, and when I do speak, so it's like they have something to say about everything. And I think that's just how human beings are. I don't think most people are conservative. I think when you're given an opportunity to speak, they would speak. Yeah.
But you know how people will sometimes we call them keyboard warriors. They're very loud behind their phones, on the computer. But in real life, it's quite different. Have you ever dealt with people actually coming at you in person at events to kind of say the things that they say to you online?
I always say I've never met a hater. I only see my haters online. I've never met anyone who has said the kind of things they say on social media in my face. And it goes to show you that people are just punks, and they have all this energy and all this aggression behind, like you said, keyboard warriors. I've never met a hater, and you will never really meet a hater. Honestly, people are not bold enough to say the things they say about you behind your back in front of your face. Yeah, that's just how it is.
That's just how it is.
Even in a circle of friendships, like you have some people who claim they're your friends. They talk about you behind your back, but in your presence, they don't.
Have you had issues making and keeping friends since you've been in Ghana?
Oh, making and keeping. I never have issues making friends. And anybody who's not around me is not supposed to be around me. I don't keep people who are not supposed to be around. If you go, you're gone. I don't keep anything, whether it's relationships or friendships. If you're supposed to be in my life, you're going to be in my life. I've been friends with people for 10 years and they're still in my life because you're supposed to be there. If maybe 5 years later they're out of my life, then their season is done. Yeah.
And that's how you approach it.
That's how honestly, like I don't force anything in my life. If something is meant to be, it's going to be. Whether it's friendship, business, whatever it is, it's but there are some things that you might have to work extra hard because you want it so badly, but you can't want something and the other party doesn't want it. So both ends have to actually want the same thing. But and I feel like with this industry, there is no friendship in this industry. It's more of acquaintances. It's more of business associates. It's not really friendship. Maybe one or two people, but in reality, it's always what can you do for me and what I can do for you.
Which in of itself is not really a bad thing. You know, and I often ask, a female celebs what they make of this conversation about, friendships in the industry and collaborations. And it's taken me actually a while to come to this conclusion that it's okay just to have acquaintances, business pals, if you will, industry cronies, because we're working towards something. Sometimes it's when you try and force it or go outside that boundary that you have issues. Why can't we just go on set, have a lovely time, get the job done,
and
get
go
a
your
check,
way.
and then, go
That's
your way.
it.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, honestly, because what's the point of faking it? What's the point of trying to force this friendship? No, that, listen, it's just business. And I think people try and make it look negative, that she just want to use me. Okay, you also want to use me too. Why don't we just use each other? Yeah, and benefit from it.
We all have our own friends. We all have our group chats.
Exactly.
Let's just work and then keep it pushing.
That's it. So there's for me, I don't really have. I have people who I'm cool with, I'm close to. We work together, and then after that, we just go our separate ways.
It's no malice. We're just working.
No.
When we're together, it's good vibes. After that, we move.
Exactly. And I think I've also learned a lot from trying to be friends with people in this industry. So
it's bitten you in the behind.
Child.
Oh, Charlie, war wounds.
Child. But
it happens to the best of us. I mean,
it's good.
Without naming any names, has it been mainly with like females in this industry or more with the men? Is it easier to work with the female entertainment industry, shall I say, players, or is it better with the men?
I think it differs. It's personalities. Some men have female tendencies and some women have male tendencies. I think it differs with personalities. I wouldn't say I've had issues with men and women, but there are instances where I didn't get along with some men, and there are instances where I didn't get along with some females. But I think it's with personalities. Yeah.
I think a lot of this also comes with just aging and growth. A lot of the realizations of life. You get older and you realize some of the things I used to stress about when you were younger. Charlie, it doesn't mean
no more like my brain. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get older and you learn a lot of life lessons. And sometimes I say the only way to learn certain things is to go through it yourself.
Exactly.
There's so many things that my parents, my older siblings, my friends, hey, don't go here on me unless I've gone there.
Me too.
You're exactly the same. Yes. Give it up. Until I have gone there, and they'll ask you, me, unless I've gone there and the snake has bitten me and I've had to get an emergency, and then I won't learn my lesson.
Because that experience is the best teacher.
It really is.
The reason why our parents or people who are telling us not to do, because they've also done it and they experienced it, and that's how they're able to tell us that we shouldn't do it. So why don't you just allow me to go through the experience and then learn from it? Like I remember, this is crazy. I remember when I first came to Ghana, my mom will always talk about my dressing and the way I dress, and everybody has something to say about it. But now that I'm older, I'm more mature, I don't dress like how I used to dress because I don't see interest in it anymore. You know, like my way of dressing. Now I'm a bit more classy, a bit more sophisticated, still sexy, but it's just a different. But I had to experience that by myself. You know, my mom is not the one telling me to cover myself now. Now I want to just cover myself when I need to.
When you need to, because of Efia Odo today, you should see that puskeleke.
That's why she's lying. It's not puskeleke.
I've squeezed my intestines into this skirt.
Another 22
half up, half down. No, don't zoom. Hey, my friend Faustina, please. Don't show them their puskeleke.
She's lying.
You know how much we've squeezed. Hey, change the camera tactics. But speaking about clothing and attire and style, would you say that you regret some of your
Never.
Have you been asked this? Do people ask it?
I think I've been asked. Yeah. No. I've experienced life. You know, there is no regrets. Everything that's supposed to happen was supposed to happen. How I was supposed to dress, I was supposed to dress. And it's not like Michelle, and I don't know. Like, I was young, you know. I wanted to. I had a different direction. Maybe I have a different sense of direction now, but you know. And if I wasn't dressing that way, people wouldn't even be talking about me. I got my name because of the way I was even dressing. Like, almost me. So everything happened for a reason, you know. I came in the spotlight not because of my acting, not because of anything, but because of the way I used to dress. So I don't have any regrets. I just feel like I'm growing, and I am very appreciative of who I was and who I'm becoming.
That's amazing. Yeah. Now, for the uninitiated, maybe somebody's only just tuned in for the first time into 3 Lounge, and shame on you, where have you been? And they want to know, who exactly is Efia Odo? We know you've done some acting. I have your music, Be Cute here. It's coming up at some point. You've got a great physique. Some actually think that you're into fitness, that you model. We now know that you're into business. You're a CEO, and so on and so. You see how I took my time with the CEO, but we won't go there too much. But for those who want to know, you know, how do you sum up what it is that you do?
I'm an entertainer. I entertain. I fall into almost every category of entertainment, whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether it's hosting, whatever it is. I'm an entertainer, and I live my life to the fullest. Only direction I take is from God, and not man. Yeah.
So you're happy for us to call you Efia Odo, the entertainer.
That's it.
And of course, that encompasses all the other things that you do. Which of those hats do you enjoy wearing the most? Because now, in fact, let's add it. Let's categorize this. All right, take your time. You've been acting since what, 2015 or before that? Thereabouts.
Well, but let's say professionally, 2015.
So actress. Okay. Otonyum songstress.
Hostess.
Video vixen.
No, that one there I don't do anymore.
Okay.
That one there. I'm my own video vixen.
Your own video vixen. CEO? Influencer.
You can say that.
Okay, you've influenced my puskeleke today, so add it to your CV this morning. And then what else? I mean, a whole host. I mean, you're a host now. You're a presenter. You have.
But you know, I did Questa TV. I used to present at Questa TV.
That's true. So presenter, that's on the CV as well, and that's you, and an entertainer.
Yes.
Wearing many different hats.
Many different hats.
Also, social activist, or from what you tasted, you don't want to go back.
No,
in that
I
space.
still will do my activism, but I'll probably do it more of like philanthropy. Yeah, I would. I mean, at the end of the day, I've come to understand that if we don't change our mentality as a people, we're not going to get anywhere.
Have you given up?
No.
Sounds like you've given up.
No, I'm taking my time, and I'm moving in a different direction with it.
That makes me sad.
No, because
that makes me a little bit sad, and I say that because, you know, last year I was super excited to see you pretty much at the forefront of the hashtag Occupy Julobi protest, and at that time the youth of Ghana pretty much came together. I know most of the action was online, but offline some of you were really going through it.
Offline, what can we do offline?
Mobilize.
We need
inspire.
To we need to be on the ground. That's where it really matters, because so much can happen offline. And keyboard warriors are online.
So you say the online activism, it's not making a difference? Or not?
It's not making the impact that it needs to make. Like, no, it's because you make a sani ajay, and that's what we do. We talk about it, then we stop. We talk about it, and then we stop. It's not action.
Would you get back on the streets if there was another protest and the conveners wanted you to be, at the forefront, supporting the movement, getting people involved? Because, like it or not, having Efia Odo at a protest or speaking about the ills of governance gets people's tongues wagging. So on the one side, somebody might think, well, what does she know about this? Or why is she concerned about how the economy is being run and so on and so forth? On the other hand, people like me will say this is exactly the type of personality that we need to speak about things, because quite often we think that critiquing government or policies is something relegated to maybe older folk or folk who are educated or in a particular sphere. But your government officials are accountable to you.
Yes.
Whoever you are, whatever space, no matter what you sell, you're in the market.
Yes.
You're in it is for everybody. And so when I see people that conventionally don't speak about politics in that space, I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like I'm always going to talk about. I'm always going to, voice my opinion on certain things. If I see something wrong, they always say, you see something, say something. I will say something if I see something. But
the events of last year got you shook.
It got my mom shook. Me, I'm a gangster. Nothing can really, I don't feel anything, but it was my mom who was really afraid because she knows how African politics is, how dirty it can get, so it was the fear that got into my mom that got into me. But I feel like I'm still going to critique the government. But I want to just gear into just doing more philanthropy work and just helping the people in whatever way that I can, because
at some point we need to see more action. I agree with that. Time check, it is some 13 minutes to the top of the 11 a.m. I'm kicking it with Efia Odo right here on a 3 Lounge. We're learning so much about this baddie. It's universally accepted. I hope you know that.
Yes, it is.
She said, yes, I know. Yes, it is. This is fact. And I'll plug our WhatsApp numbers in due course. You too can lend your voice to the conversation. Trust me, there's so much more tea that I'm going to be unearthing this morning. I'm warming all of you. Are you feeling it?
Feeling it,
But DJ Wabs is on the 1s and 2s. Today we're taking it easy. Who's your WCW? Let us know. I'll plug our WhatsApp lines. Maybe at some point we even open up the phone lines. We hear from you, our wonderful listeners. But this is 3 Lounge on 3FM 92.7.
Accra's biggest mid-morning. 3